"2020 Dems avoid this year's AIPAC conference." Democrats running for their party's presidential nomination in 2020 are staying away from next week's American-Israel Public Affairs Committee AIPAC conference, in what progressive groups see as a sign of a shifting political tide. Candidates' announcements about not going to this year's conference come after liberal group Move On called on 2020 Democrats to skip the gathering, which typically attracts a who's who in politics and foreign policy and has hosted presidential candidates in the past. As of Thursday evening, aides for at least 8 candidates told The Hill or other news outlets they would not attend this year's conference. Senators Kamala Harris, an 8th candidate, former Republican; John Delaney, Congressman. The AIPAC conference has long been considered one of the top events of the political calendar, with politicians from both parties flocking to speak there. This year's conference again boasts headliners from both parties, including Vice President Pence, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Senate Minority Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has also routinely come to the event, and will do so again this year. The conference has traditionally been considered a must-stop on the presidential campaign trail. But this year's event is kicking off amid a fraught political atmosphere, spawned partly by freshman Republican Ilhan Omar's end. AIPAC has been at odds with Democratic positions in the past. The group lobbied hard. More recently, progressives see AIPAC as aligned with Trump and Netanyahu, whose policies they despise. Netanyahu's real. It's unclear whether any Democratic candidates were invited this year. An AIPAC spokesman declined to comment on whether the organization invited any candidates, as well as what the organization thinks the pressure for candidates to skip means for Democratic policies on Israel going forward. An official did note on background that liberal groups, though, see the decision by some Democratic candidates not to attend as a significant development. Certainly. While this year's event has several congressional Democrats scheduled to attend, few. J Street, a liberal advocacy group whose stated mission is to help end the Arab-Israeli and Israeli-Palestinian conflicts, has not called on 2020 Democrats to avoid the conference, with Bayroff saying it's there.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,